towards G2, and I want to see if they've actually worked on this in this 2-week break.
100% agree with that, and I think the part of that people are seeing as the slightly weaker half is Labrov. Skewmond has had...
Of course, will have the equalizer to just clear out a wave should anything significant happen, but it's not uncommon and something we've been seeing a decent amount from G2, where they do swap Broken Blade out when he's on these tank matchups because they know that he's very safe on the weak side.
Yeah, and crucial now, Rumble does not
is pretty substantial.
Yeah, and I think Caps has played the Akali Corki matchups a lot of time. Actually, we see quite top.
Cease and desist. Chain of Corruption is going to come out from Hans Summer in a second. You have to feel the flash forward. There's the chains, but Hans locked up by Razork, and he will fall first. And Labrov chased away as well.
Have his ultimate available for that, but no flash. It's not what you like to see. Now, Mickey, no flash available for him.
Chain of Corruption is going to land. Caps there for the chase as well, and Mickey's down. Hans Summer gets G2 a few times too many on that weak side. Fnatic, though, haven't got out to the early lead that marked their split so far. Caps jumps in the cease and desist. Caps dives into his demise. The CC knock-up chain from Fnatic was absolutely flipping perfect. Chase continues as Razork goes in with a Vault Breaker. Skewman's going to try and jump his way away to the Gromp. Hans Summer here to shadow. G2 need to walk away. They should be able to escape. Hans Summer, though, does still have the flash and the cleanse. Won't need to expend either to get out of Fnatic's clutches.
A beautiful response from Fnatic. Caps, this ever-looming side lane threat is shut down.
The Rift Herald has spawned, G2 setting up around it. Currently a little bit pincered. Vault Breaker goes in, Razork flashes forward, Hans Summer cleanses away, but look at Skewmon, he's already down to about 400 HP. Labrov is left out to dry, and he'll dry pretty damn quickly. Fnatic lock him up. They're third on the board. Razork's looking for humanoid and components of his next item as well. Flash forward, Magnet Storm. This is where the cease and desist that was saved from earlier comes to pay dividends. Hans Summer survives, but is hit by a rocket. Upset threads the uprights and finds him. Caps jumping in here. Skewmon hit, the wind becomes lightning. Upset the target, but look at the damage back on the Caps. Humanoid slides in, the Emperor's Divide. Caps goes in with perfect execution, but Upset still has a flash to escape. Labrov is down, Caps follow suit, and Fnatic clean.
And he is your teamfight victory.
I just love the coordination that we're seeing from Fnatic right now. The way in which they save that ultimate, then when Hans Summer, he doesn't even overstep in the mid lane, but gets engaged on by Mickey.
It would seem like Broken Blade felt he had to force something in a 1v1 on the top side because the rest of the map was collapsing, and now he's forcing onto Oscarinin in the bot side. TP coming in. Oscarinin hasn't lost that much health yet, but with Caps joining the fight, there's the shutdown. Caps gets a kill.
Really slow now, and you can't really afford to be proactive just because the punish would be so great from these double or single teleports that will come in.
Wait it out so you can get the second items. Caps caught out here. Labrov waiting around the corner. Cease and desist coming in as well as Humanoid dives forward. And the Emperor's Divide spells demise for Caps. Labrov now on the wrong side of that wall. Skewmon diving in to try and help. But there's the TP. Hans Summer on his way across as well as Broken Blade. Skewmon already down to half HP. Labrov trying to get onto the back line as well. And Hans Summer's been able to pick up one. Equalize onto Hans, and Skewmon will force him away. Broken Blade calls on the Forge God. Will his prayers be answered? In a 1v3, I think not. Make it forward as Oscar comes around the corner to clean things up. Razork
energy
now
that we're not seeing from G2. Razork and Mickey are working together flawlessly.
Oh, absolutely. I think Mickey and Razork, every single play has come from either one of them finding a really good pick.
Oscar chunked out a little bit there. Caps looking for Mickey as well. That one's personal. Labrov dies in. Emperor's Divide from Humanoid to keep himself safe. Chain of Corruption goes out as well as Humanoid has to slide away. G2 get a pick in mid lane as Labrov flashed in to catch out Mickey.
Of relief for G2. They can finally slow down the game. They get this dragon, which kind of stops the stall point for 2 more minutes. As I say that, Fnatic are coming in deep here.
Mickey's on his way, currently about the Razor Pit. Labrov chunked out. Unbreakable Will is pretty damn breakable right now as G2 try and disengage. Equalizer down, cease and desist in, and the Crescent Guard doesn't guard you if everyone's on top of you. Oscar in and kills off Skewmond. 2 kills to Fnatic. The Drake was secured by G2.
This could be a good opportunity for Fnatic to open up the mid lane tower. A difficult tower to siege against the Varus with all that wave clear, but Fnatic, they want to try and push the advantage where they can. They've set their sights on the bot wave, but the wave clear machine of Varus is here to hold the line, and this opens up Upset to secure that mid tier 1.
Yeah, it feels more like Fnatic were gating G2
so
away.
Will be the Azir, but also the Rumble, as I say here, is very easy to kill.
Call of Fortune coming out from Broken Blade. There's the TP immediately in from Caps. There were a couple of deep wards behind Oscar in here, but Broken Blade just trading in. Equalizer down, Broken Blade tanky enough. Caps will be here to secure the kill. Broken Blade should survive, and he will do so. Meanwhile, in the top side,
The game they were losing and defended Fnatic's play at the same time due to the power of 2 teleports.
Caps, though, has stayed around a little greedily for this bot lane tier 1. Razork's on his way across, as is Upset. Caps does have that Twilight Shroud, can try and dodge away. Jumps through Upset, but the cease and desist quick on the trigger there from Razork. Means that Caps can't escape. Upset now 5-0-4 on this Corki.
And when we come back...
That we're talking about in Champions League off this pick, and I feel like it's really due to the fact that Razork's proactiveness is something else.
Flash away from Hans Sommer as Mickey jumped in with the Magnus Storm. The follow-up as well from Humanoid, but he's stopped in his tracks. Humanoid down, Broken Blade escapes the equalizer just for a bit of chip damage more than anything else. And so the red buff will be secured by Razork. Look at the damage.
Control, and this is where you could find the lead.
I think G2 has decided to give up the Drake quite a while ago. They're going to try and set up vision towards that top side. Mickey stepping in onto Lebrov. Will land the knockup, will land the stun, but where's the follow-up for the rest of the team? Mickey dives forward, knocked back by Lebrov. Razork coming in as well. That equalizer not doing much as Caps gets onto Oscar in, and Humanoid flashing forward, looking for the Emperor's Divide. Hans Sommer somehow survives. Razork low. Hans Sommer Upset, able to take him out. Valkyrie in forward. Caps down as well. Somehow Fnatic have won the fight after G2 engaged it 4-0.
They take 4 members of G2 out of the game, and they may very well set their sights on the Nexus. There's only Broken Blade left standing in their way as Fnatic dominating here in game 1.
A lot of skill shots went by that fight. I think the Varus ult didn't really connect onto anyone, and I think the Corki was just really, really strong. Human found a great shuffle onto Hans, but in the end, I don't think it's enough.
Fnatic pushing in. Broken Blade dies under his Nexus tower. It's not tanky enough to survive the Fnatic onslaught. And in a statement game, Fnatic go 1-0 up in the series.
Coordination issues coming through.
Different globals or semi-globals with the Pantheon and the Talia, and having the Seri being very safe on mid-wave together with the Renata, they can really be really creative in the mid-game and try to
Jump
attack.
onto the champion that you've hit that morning missed on.
Razork.
He's fine. No way he gets caught here.
He's not fine.
No way! Oh, he has to flash. Okay, maybe he does get caught here. There's the charm follow-up. Aegis Assault not going to block any damage. Skewmon on the board for G2.
That
Lane
ward.
still has his flash, but just burn his teleport with the wave pushing in. Should be able to catch it. Lebrov was roaming up towards mid and is caught out by all of Fnatic. Upset gets Fnatic's first of game 2.
That's good until way later into the game, so really, really nice display of the individual mechanics by Oscar, but the action never stops.
Again, like Skewmon and Lebrov invading together here, but Caps is nowhere near them. Seismic shove, Skewmon dashes forward, and Fnatic immediately collapse. We talk about disjoint center, sacking every 20. You get more of those stats. Wallop coming out from Broken Blade into the Dark Procession. He's in the cage. The Maiden chasing him down as well, but with Skewmon on his way, Oscar realizes he might be the one in a little bit of danger. Lebrov coming around the corner as well. There's the Cyclone. Oscarinin will be taken out. Bailout won't save him. Grand Starfall coming in immediately into the hook. Razork dive forward, looking for Skewmon, who flashes away himself. The Riptide from Lebrov will get the slow into the concussive blows as well for a bit more CC. Lebrov trying to get in range to maybe hook himself away. Flashes away. There's the hook, and he manages
Human had time to space him away from the Pantheon and powered Q and got out there with the nick of his life.
Upset going in. Oh, last embrace killed a minion there, so immediately propped onto Upset. He couldn't chase any further forward with that crash, burst lightning. Caps now going in onto Humanoid. Seismic shove going to try and get him away. Humanoid does still have flash here. Will he use it? The answer is a definitive no. G2
This is one of your best timings, look.
Steel Caps for Oscar in though. Caps caught out a little bit here. Skewmon's going to dive forward onto Humanoid. Weaver's Wall coming out. Skewmon able to survive for the moment with the Seismic shove coming back. He has no escape. Fnatic find their third. Oscarinin was gnarred underneath the tower, and now Broken Blade can try and chase him in the mini form. Oscarinin has a few of those minions to help him out. Flashes forward, maybe thinking he could land the last rites to get that extra health, but was unable to do so.
A great spacing from Broken Blade with the Ninja Tarbites, as I like to call them. Sorry, the Splitted Steel Gap they're called right now, but really good spacing. Keeps Oscarinin away, and he tries to get the last little healing with the Q flash, but doesn't end up mattering. And as we said, no Maiden means no all-in threat, and this is Broken Blade's avenue.
And although it's been a very bloody affair, Fnatic have actually got the rule of the roost in terms of the first neutral objectives. You can see gold basically even, but 3 grubs and the first Drake over to Fnatic.
I just love the fact that I feel like everyone is skill checking each other. In
Oh, that hook! But Mickey's waiting around the corner. Caps coming in as well with the TP, but Lebrov has has backup. Humanoid dies. The bailout won't save him. The charm lands onto Mickey. LeBron takes the first kill, lands the hook for Caps to follow up to take number 2. There's the assist for Skumon, there's the kill for Caps.
To provide that additional bit of safety, the flash from Broken Blade.
Into the Gnar, into the ward. There's the follow-up with the Cyclone, but the Dark Procession knocks them both in place. Broken Blade, Goomba stomps his way towards Oscar in second. Cyclone hits, and that's the Maiden lost again for Oscar.
And the Maiden is widowed, and Yorick falls down now. They actually don't have the grubs, but still this is really nice for Broken Blade. He's gonna look to get some plates there with the Demolish proc, with the grasp, and when he gets there, Trinity Force, this Gnar's gonna become a menace.
Also, takeover lands with the Berserk. Razzle going in for a little bit more CC. Caps has no flash, no Spirit Rush, but maybe the charm's enough for him. Aegis Assault from Razzle will get the shutdown. Meanwhile, the Bob caught underneath the tower. Mickey and Humanoid healthy enough to keep chasing in. Upset with the Lightning Crash, looking for a bit more damage on Hansama. He has to flash away. The Bob looking for the CC on Mickey, but he can't find it. Humanoid takes the tower, and Upset manages to escape.
We've got 12 kills in 12 minutes.
Let's go!
The gold remains even, but Fnatic and G2 are going for each other's throats here in game 2. The tower looking to fall. There will be no response from G2, and that's going to be first tower blood secured by Fnatic.
Boom. G2 don't have control of that river right now. They're trying to get control of the mid wave. LeBron hooks forward. Shaken back with the handshake. There's the hostile takeover as well, but it doesn't really find anything. Flash hook! The spark surge not enough. There's a death charge follow-up bailout on Upset, but no one's low enough for him to really utilize it. Mickey has to flash away. Razzle now in the midst of 3. Another good handshake on the Skumon. Another good hook from LeBron. These Qs aren't missing. Humanoid dies to Caps in a 1v1.
You're seeing Oscar trying to put pressure down on the sideline, but he's also starting to struggle. Caps, though.
Caps is dead. Yeah, there's no real escape from that.
Not much that he can do about that one. Razork using his ultimate to find that
Oscar has a flashback. TP behind him as Broken Blade looks for the Gnar. We'll have the one-up follow-up, so we'll get the one for nil so far. Humanoid coming in. Broken Blade doesn't really have any tools to escape this. Humanoid looking for the chase.
I think he has the
fights.
damage.
Wallops forward. There's the seismic sharp, and Broken Blade has his jump back up. Crunches his way to safety.
It's the solo laners of G2 stepping up. We have Broken Blade with a solo kill, Caps with a solo
Mickey
kill.
has no flash. Like, there's no way Mickey survives this. It will be Hansama who secures the kill. Oh, it's Skumon actually that gets it.
Broken Blade, Labrov, and Caps, Micro, and what am I saying? Micro is just so strong right now. Oh.
I 100% agree with you. And G2 are just constantly putting their foot on the gas. But Broken Blade maybe went a bit too early. Dawning Shadow enough to shield him. But he's hit with a spear from Razzle. Now the Aegis Assault coming out. Labrov gets another hook. They're going to target Humanoid first, but he has a stopwatch. The Seeker's enough. The hostile takeover still hits the Berserk. Now Labrov left out to dry as Oscar and Mickey close in. Upset looking to jump across the wall. As soon as we praise G2, Fnatic find 2 in response.
Humanoid and Razork getting massive outplay in a 2.
From the Wolves, couldn't get there in time. So it's a tier 2 in the top lane for Fnatic. Riftel charging in the bot side. Upset is here to try and defend, but Caps and Skumon might make him think otherwise. Tier 1 in the mid lane, so 2 towers to 2 towers exchanged across the map.
Yeah, but really good response by G2 there to actually realize, oh, we really messed up. We went a bit too early to Dragon. Let's put the Herald down bot and get those towers so at least we can trade the gold back somewhat. Broken Blade looking to drop that top lane wave and actually move down for this Drake. It really looks like G2 wants to fight this.
Oh, Caps with the charm onto Mickey would chunk him out, about half HP. The Celestial opposition, keeping him tanky enough for the moment. Fnatic started up the Drake, it's at 5,000. Hansama stepping forward, another charm. Hostile takeover though from Mickey Buffered. The smite goes down, it's Skumon who secures it. Razzle going in, there's the Dawning Shadow as well. And look at the seals with the Cyclone coming out onto Razzle and Oscar in. Another charm onto Oscar, he's gonna die. Broken Blade going back in. Another hook from LeBron lands and he manages to walk away with 50 HP. Upset dashing forward and Cap still has a Spirit Burst to spare. Razzle! Flashes in, Upset! Kept them on the edge, and now the Grand Star fall for the chase on the Skumon. But Razzle's gone way too deep, way too fast. The Aegis Assault doesn't last for ages. 23 minutes. The Drake secured for G2, puts them on 2. Humanoid now, though, does still have the flash. Dash in from Skumon. Good seismic shove as Mickey's caught up towards the top side. Humanoid able to escape. Mickey does not have that same luxury. Caps on the chase. Weaver's Wall out from Humanoid, but Caps is looking for Razzle instead. The charm. We'll say it missed. It definitely missed. The question is, was Caps playing the mind games or with Razzle just walking away safely? Skumon's going to start up the Artakan here. by his lonesome. Did have the clone to help him out. Caps walks through all of the rings of Articon's damage there just to put himself a little bit lower in case a Fnatic decided to fight. They won't. The Articon will go to G2. Oscarine is still pushing in that top side.
My goodness. So in terms of state of the game, Hansama finds himself at 82 stacks at about 24 minutes, and he's only going to continue to scale as LeBron fishes for a hook.
Once again, there's the charm as well onto Razzle. LeBron falling low, hostile takeover coming out. LeBron survives for a long time, but in the end, Upset takes him down. And the TP in from Broken Blade slams Fnatic against the wall. There's the charm to follow up. G2 just obliterate Fnatic.
It's a beautiful team fight from G2 as they get themselves the ace. Another hook from the Brov. Yes, he's died 5 times, but he has made those
They find a massive cyclone on all the players and really helped Broken Blind find this Gnar, because they're all knocked up in the air and they're all stuck together, and it's just a really, really clean up from the Gnar.
And Baron on spawn for G2 out of it. A clean fight from G2 leads to them ballooning this gold lead. 4K ahead right now. Caps will have a Zhonya's as he recalls. The tower in the top side falls. No one there to hear it. But it definitely did go down. Caps
from many teams all around the world. But sometimes simplifying the draft makes it that much easier to execute. And they've had a lot more individual agency, and they've been making a ton of plays. Razork currently staring down the face of his first loss on this champion so far this split, as G2 with the Baron lays siege to the tier 3 towers.
Charm goes wide there from Caps. Broken Blade just shepherding a minion in the mid lane. Upset's going to try and deal with that. Has 2 items on this Zeri. Caps, though, goes in with the charm and down goes Upset. Had the opportunity to flash, but didn't use it. Perhaps didn't see over that wall as Caps finds his mark, and LeBron says anything you can do, I can do too. Flash hook on Humanoid. He'll fall as well. Hansama pushing in here. The Maiden will keep them at bay for the moment, but Oscar's now slowed with a piercing darkness, and G2 are adding another name to the list. Oscar falls. It's all on Razork and Mickey to try and defend. They have the hostile takeover, that Renata ultimate may be enough to buy them a few seconds, but they need 15 before Upset respawns.
So leave the Nexus towers left standing. Razork, I don't think he can defend this.
He was charmed, he was walloped, he was gnarred into the wall. The handshake on Broken Blade will cause him to fall. Mickey finds one, gets that shut down, gets the gold. Mickey still holding on, looking for it. The burst lightning coming out from Upset won't be enough. G2 will even out the series 1-1. And G2 fights backing.
Much, primarily just farm and kind of just accept the fact that she gets a little bit outranged in terms of the straight up 1v1. But in terms of the composition, I think G2 have a lot of great team fighting tools with the Jack.
Now Razork is waiting around the corner. Hansama has cleanse back up, still has that flash, but flash in from Razork into the dazzle stun. Fnatic get first blood, it goes to Upset. LeBron should be able to clear out this wave underneath the tower, as Skewmon still hasn't passed towards his top side. Comes to try and cover.
Cool, nice burst, Danny. Still though, Caps trying to force the mid laner out, but it looks like G2's looking for a play.
Nice, really nice positioning from Skewmon. Immediately jumps in, they dive forward to Oscar in, and Skewmon was waiting in the wings for his time to strike upheaval out from Razork. He lands it, but Broken Blade healthy enough. Pops the potions, and he's okay.
Mickey ticks over to level 6, and now they set the sights on the Hans. Hans doesn't have the ult.
There's the dazzle, cleanse away. Hansama underneath the tower gets the root, but the Cosmic Radiance comes out. Upset flashes forward. The Fate's Call will be enough, but with the rend. Flash away from LeBron, but the follow-up from Mickey. LeBron will fall, 2 kills, and just as I doubted them, the Fnatic...
Really nice play by both Mickey and Upset, and really taking charge of this game. They were slowly slipping out of their fingers.
Hansama just overstayed. He's played this matchup before with Mickey.
Caps, he just TP'd into the top lane. The rest of his team's nowhere near. Upset cleanses away. Caps, he perhaps thought the rest of his team would be close enough to follow this up, but he's going to get chased out by Upset. Mickey gives him vision in the bush, and there's the rend. Tibbers on the chase. LeBron coming in as well, but he doesn't manage to land the knock-up. Skewmon eventually will find it for him. Mickey now chasing in. LeBron hits 6, lands the quickness onto Mickey and Humanoid. Razork on his way across the spiraling despair. It's agony for G2. They manage to pick up another, but they lose 3 for it.
The aggression from G2. I mean, But then, like, Caps, he has nothing left in the tank. LeBron arrives, but then the second half of the fight, I mean, they just take too long to kill Upset.
Yeah, I will say that I see the vision if he was full HP like he fought, but the fact that Human gets
coming in clutch there, and that's another factor when it comes to the team fights. Sumon's ability to just remove people from the fight is very valuable as Broken Blade, he jumps in.
He jumps in. There's the counter-strike. Quickness for the follow-up. They're looking for the damage. The charm onto Razzle means the Ishtar's impact won't connect. And now G2 in a 3v2 as Upset's already fallen. Mickey, Flash about to come back off cooldown. He continues to try and trade in with that bravado, but he's not brave enough to survive. G2 by 2.
It shows why he's undefeated on Jax. He shows why he should be talked about as one of the best top players in the league, and he's really doing everything in his power to carry this game.
Back immediate.
I mean, this is also why we say so much of the responsibility falls on Broken Blade's shoulders, because look at how removed from the game Hansam is. That's the ulti onto Labrov.
Going to dash across, and you can
TP
see.
and Broken Blade's TP, because now they're both up and available, and I really do feel like what is important for G2 to win these fights is flanks. They can't play front to back, they can't go from the normal angle.
Well, there's the stun, but doesn't really want to follow up. Oscar Winning dashes forward. Skumon coming around the side. Broken Blade will look for it. Oscar Winning flashes. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Cap's still pushing in. Broken Blade almost down. Counter-strike again. Oscar Winning might fall first as Humanoid can't kill Broken Blade in time. Will get the kill in the end. The rest of Fnatic begins to collapse. The Impale flashed away by Skumon. Camps continues to push through bot. Rift held, now summoned for Fnatic. They want an extra member to replace Oscar Winning.
Fnatic, I mean, I think that was an overstep from Oscar trying to go for the fight. Stun comes through from Mickey. The Herald will crash down, and it's looking to be towers traded. Upset
Dashes in. Ishtar's impact from Razor. Hansama, not enough damage to really work his way through the Fnatic front line right now. You can see Razor, the counter TP comes out, Caps goes in. There's Tibbers, Humanoid falls low, Ishtar's impact, Cosmic Radiance as well. They need to kill Humanoid before he comes down, but now he's invulnerable. Caps forced down towards the bottom side of the fight, Humanoid forced away, Caps falling low, Upset stunned up. Mickey, the next target, is Broken Blade, dives forward again with a leap strike. Labrov going in, flash from Broken Blade. He's gonna kill him, Upset, no he's not! Snip from Oscar Winning. He keeps Upset alive. G2 begins to collapse as Oscar Winning now needs to run for his life. He should be able to escape. Labrov still chasing forward, but Oscar Winning can skip and slash his way away. Flash forward from Labrov. Caps has the stun lined up. Hallowed Mist will buy him a second, but he's still stunned up. Skumon slams him into the wall and sends him to
stat finish for Caps is going to give him a lot more burst.
Yeah, and look at the summoner spells.
We don't have time.
They have no flashes.
Again, there's the Impale. Broken Blade looking for the counter-strike as well. Doesn't quite land on Humanoid. He's feared away with the Grim Visage. Humanoid able to run away for now. Gleaming Quill will heal Labrov up. Broken Blade on that front line. Takes the Spiraling Despair back. Severing bolts enough. Humanoid finds Broken Blade, and now G2 are the ones on the retreat. Labrov down to 200 HP, has to dodge away from the Severing Bolt. Upset chasing Caps as well. Does have the stun, but with the bait's call, he won't have time to use it. Caps down, Humanoid unstoppable as he claims his second of the fight. You can see Broken Blade jumps forward, immediate Grim Visage into him. There's the suppression as well. Spiraling Despair goes out, and now you're stuck with this massive AoE slow ultimate as you're all trying to retreat.
Stuck between an Atakan.
Third item very close to being completed from Humanoid. The third item being worked on by Upset.
Oh, Flash, but the Keeper's Verdict chase him down. This is going to swing the gold a little bit, Betty. 1K into the pop.
Hans Summers had a game where he's been put very far behind. It's dying in that bot lane.
Double TP available to G2.
Oh, as you say,
coming around. There's the TP coming out from Caps as Skumon looks for the chase. Humanoid knocked up, has no flash. The charm onto Humanoid as well. Cosmic Radiance comes out just in time to save the Fnatic mid lane. Tibbers there as well. Good double stun. The Spiraling Despair is going to do a huge amount of work, and Upset begins to open up on Summer. Caught out by Oscar Winning towards the backside. That Cosmic Radiance perfectly timed. Skumon will get one in response, but G2 have already lost 4 of their players. Fnatic still chasing Skumon out. The Ishtar's impact won't catch up. Razork, he wants to kill his enemy jungler. Upheaval goes wide, and now Skumon.
And instead, look to make a play on these beautiful deep wards in the top side to put in response. So now what's going to happen naturally is that while Fnatic now does the dragon, they're then going to shift their focus towards top side, and that is where G2 will try to start this barrier and try to force Fnatic to respond to them.
So Caps is trying to act as a flanker here. Labrov is trying to keep his Verdict goes down. Humanoid's going to step in here, but as you say, the Baron secured for G2. Fnatic look for a little bit more. They can't get in. G2 able to walk away. Don't take the quick route, Broken Blade. He will. Counter-strikes forward. Razzle comes in. There's the Impale. Broken Blade on a totally different page to the rest of G2. The Dazzle
If they
doesn't
wanted to, there wasn't really an angle for them to retaliate in response to the Baron being started, and then to add insult to injury, the Poppy ultimate too. Now it's Caps who finds himself in some danger.
dodges away from the Severing Bolt, but here comes Oscar. Tibbers down, Humanoid almost falls alongside it. Tibbers going to try and chase him out. Caps looking with the stun onto Oscar in as well, but doesn't have the cooldowns. Oh, Tibbers runs away at the inopportune moment. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the Blade Caller coming out. There's Cosmic Radiance as well. LeBron doesn't have the quickness, but does have the flash upset, and Mickey still healthy.
We find ourselves in a slower moment of the game as we wait for these neutrals to spawn. Teams are going to be prioritizing getting that next item ready for the oncoming dragon fight. I say that, but we're just getting another fight.
Right, they get the needlework out of Oscar in, and if G2 can get out of this, they dodge the Impale as well. Broken Blade, though, locked into the wall. G2 once again looking for the fight, but really not winning out.
Flanking wards to leverage this time around.
They have to give it. They can't walk through this chokehold. There's no way they can do it.
I mean, they can try. Whether or not they'll be successful is an entirely other matter. There's the Ishtar's impact into the double impale. Cosmic Radiance coming out as well as Broken Blade. Pops the stopwatch, uses the counter-strike as well for the three-man stun. The quickness, the charm, the Tibbers! Apparently they can walk through it. Upstairs touching away. Razork's on his own in the midst of four members as Hansama pops the Featherstorm to try and survive. Razork down! You doubt it, Finn! I never doubt G2!
But Skewman find a massive Keeper's Verdict to gain them access. I say they couldn't walk through it, and I genuinely believed it. But the fact that Skewman removed the key player of their comp means they can just walk through and
Caps has no flash, and Hansama has no flash, but Hansama always has that Featherstorm to get himself out of a hairy situation.
Eyes on Caps flash for me. This is the summoner spell that just came up, and I think it's gonna be the most impactful one. He also has the Seeker's Arm Guard, and it allows him to play so aggressively and look for very creative plays.
Oscar chasing here. There's the Tibbers. Look at the damage coming out from Caps. Oscar looking for the needle works. The Hallow Miss will dodge to disintegrate, but Caps has more cooldowns. LeBron called out. The red not enough. The Honey Fruit in range. He heals up. Quickness out from the Severing Bolt. He survives, and Mickey's going to chase Kumon down with that face call. They're unable to get close enough. Meanwhile, Broken Blade and Caps are pushing in the bot side. Humanoid trying to recall. Skewman doesn't have the Keeper's Verdict, so shouldn't be able to stop Humanoid's reset. It's not even Humanoid, it's Razork. Cosmic Radiance coming out of Mickey. Comes down just in time to make him invulnerable. Skewman looking for a little bit more damage. Hansama has the Featherstorm in the flash here, and is keeping Razork busy. Hansama gets one! Hansama gets two! Skewman gets the third! And now Fnatic rely on Humanoid to defend the base, but G2 are marching down mid, and Humanoid can only stand and watch as G2 grasp victory out of the jaws of defeat. Humanoid chased out by Tibbers. Broken Blade pops the stopwatch. Nothing left for Humanoid to do. G2 and 1.
What a crazy wave!
Until kind after the stun is gonna run out.
But that's where the Leona would come in, ideally, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a lot then, though, for a single person.
Yeah. But I like the pick. I think Caps
Bad position for Oscar, and he needs 4 minions, 3 more maybe to get that level 6. Flashes away from the public execution, but Skewmon comes across, and there's first blood to G2.
Out of the map.
Fnatic don't know that Lebrov is behind them. Now they do. Humanoids use the shockwave. Lebrov needs to get his way out of here. Does still have the flash, has the aftershock as well for a little bit extra tankiness. Drake goes over to Razork. Tangle Barbs will connect.
Really struggling in this match, and as Lebrov shows up, probably will be the kill.
Hexagon made him trying to get away, but the Shield of Daybreak will be enough for the stun. And there's Broken Blade second. And there are the Grubs. The Glacial Prison going out onto Lebrov. He doesn't have a flash, and he doesn't have a hope of surviving. Razork gets Fnatic again to really open up the game. So for Fnatic, shouldn't be too worried yet. Mickey flashing away here. Will land the Tangle Bombs onto Skewmond. Able to walk away for the moment. Lebrov, though, might be collapsed on as Razork and upset him on their way across. Solar Flare goes wide. Lebrov in the permafrost, taken out by Humanoid.
The top lane matchup by Stan corrected. They're setting their sights on Caps.
Underneath the tower here, Glacial Prison is going to connect. There's a shockwave as well, and Caps is just clapped by Fnatic. G2, so they've had a slight advantage on these early neutrals, but nothing too consequential. A 700 gold lead now for Humanoid in the mid lane.
Light with him, then he might get one shot.
Razzle able to get away across the wall. Solar Flare coming down. Pop Blossom will land a 3-man knocker, but Mickey's already dead. Upset trying to join the phase. He'll jump across towards Broken Blade, who flashes over the wall towards Gromp. Humanoid coming in from the side as well, as Broken Blade needs his team to defend it, but with the shotgun pulling him back, LeBron follows suit. Good blast cone away from Skewmon to get himself to safety, but Fnatic went out on the fight on remain a possibility.
It also just, this build melts through towers.
Yeah, I was just going to say, with the grubs, this Trundle, if he ever gets a big tempo lead and can just hit the tower for like 15 seconds, he will destroy any structure that stands in his way.
Perhaps trying to survive here with a shooter around, but it's Hans Summer who's locked up in the Hexa ultimatum. Humanoid will take down the bot lane tower while this is happening, so Fnatic find a tower, find a kill, and they're looking for a little bit more. Justice Pun's away from the glacial.
Coming from a weird angle, or just preferably without her at all.
Oh, Shockwave onto 2, that's TP immediately from Broken Blade. LeBlanc dives in with the Zenith Blade, but has to walk away. Fnatic now have Broken Blade in the midst of them. Good stun from LeBlanc. Humanoid will be able to kill him off though. Meanwhile, on the top side of the fight, Broken Blade has to retreat. Hexagol made him into the public execution. Broken Blade low. Hero's entrance out as Oscar falls. But so far, 2 for 1 for Fnatic. Razzle continues to chase. Upset jumping forward, looking for a little bit more, but can't find Skewmon.
And Kai'Sa diving onto him.
And 2 items as well complete for Upset. Has that Navori Flicker Blades and the...
We'll say that Kai'Sa has went for the on-hit kind of full AD carry build. She went for the Yuntal into now the Infinity Edge.
The tower's already been taken. This will be Fnatic's 3rd of the game. And so we draw ever closer to the respawn of the dragon on this Chem Dragon.
Glacial Prison gonna land here. TP coming out from Broken Blade immediately. Skewmon looking for the trade back in, and Razzle melts! That's a subjugation if I've ever seen one. Broken Blade looking for a little bit more. It's Mickey going in for that flank. Pop Blossom only onto 2 and onto 2 tanks at that. The public execution onto Humanoid on the back line. Mickey's already dead. Humanoid uses the stopwatch and uses the flash to escape. Explosive shot on Skewmon. Hexagol made him going back onto Broken Blade as Oscar Vinny tries to trade back in. Broken Blade flashes out. Hans Summer on the front line now has to flash as well. Upset flashes forward. Doesn't quite get the resets. Can't quite get the damage down. G2 walk away with 2.
For a second, I thought we were in Sweden. But Upset, he ran out of mana, so he didn't have the rocket jump to really follow up and secure any kills. This is why Trundle is so good into Sejuani. Like, to walk away with all 5 members alive.
It looks so juicy, you know you have that reset.
Mickey does have flash about to come off cooldown, but doesn't have it in time. Caught out with the Solar Flare. LeBron now on the wrong side of the wall, but he can knock back with that Mega Blast Cone. Caps has the TP. He's in the bot lane right now. Honeyfruit's for LeBron. There's an Arsakan and a Baron, and Skewmon wants the bigger prize.
And I love that we're seeing Trundle come back, because I think this game really highlights the strengths of this champion. Those pillars have caught so many people off guard. The Humanoid level 3, and now the Mickey Axe again, and the Subjugate. I really love this pick by Skewmon, and he also shreds this Baron so fast.
Razzle has so much to get in here. The Shockwave hits onto LeBron, but somehow still standing. Razzle will take him. The Baron resetting importantly here for Fnatic. Skewmon jumped on the Windsor wall. Skewmon has the flash. They have no vision in the pit right now. Skewmon puts a pillar down. Won't get in range to flash. Fnatic secure the prize.
Because the Baron didn't go down as fast as it could, or they wanted, and it didn't return properly as well. Here we have 2 options. Either you finish it or you turn. But I feel like GT did something kind of in between. Labro steps out to try to turn, but the Ambessa ult doesn't connect, and Razzle lives for so long, so he's actually able to flash out.
Humanoid connecting that Shockwave also, I think, made G2 very indecisive.
Oh, Razzle caught out here. In the midst of 5 members of G2, he tries to step forward, public execution onto Humanoid as well, who has no flash. Hans Summer dives in with the killer instinct and dodges the Shockwave. He orders the minions though. There's the hero's entrance coming out. Hans Summer rooted for the moment as Mickey landed a good pop. Blossom back in, but the Zenith played onto him. LeBron's still alive. Upset opening up with the big guns, looking for those resets. Oscar Vinny on the baiting in of playing around vision. Broken Blade gets the slow on Razzle with the Solar Flare. Only gets a clip onto the edge of the Sejuani. Drake down to 9,000. Mickey with the Pop Blossom landed onto 4. Oscar Vinny diving in as well, but there's about execution on the backline with the hero's entrance following up. Hans Summer dives on, and Razzle goes down. So does Upset, and G2 have found the fight they've been looking for all series long. Skewmon though will die to Humanoid, trying to chase a little bit too far. Mickey trying to escape here as well, but he's still got quite a health bar to work with. Caps on the flank. It looks like it will just be the Dragon for G2. Is Mickey gonna look for more? There's double TP.
I mean, what options does he really have? The Dragon's gonna go down. I mean, he is He's in enemy territory, and I do not think that there is any way that he can escape too. That's going to be another kill over to G2.
Behind the pit here, and they need to spot him out. Pop Blossom onto 2 heroes. Entrance coming out as well, and there's no real follow-up from the Pop Blossom. Oscar in and dived in with Hexagon Maiden, but he's dived into his demise as G2 find 1. Fnatic peel off the Baron and try and get away with their lives. And they'll manage to do so. Razork on the wrong side of the wall, but he escapes. Mickey sending a clone in to spot G2 on the Baron, and once again this game, the team that starts the Baron does not secure it.
I mean, that felt so indecisive from Fnatic. When Mickey ulted, to me, that was their avenue to finish the Baron. That's what they wanted to use it for. And then they turned to fight. And the moment the Galio ultimate arrived, they then immediately disengaged.
A spot in the winners match on the line. Possibility of a ticket, not only to the finals, but to MSI as the public execution goes on to Humanoid. There's the hero's entrance to follow up, and Broken Blade able to dodge away for the moment, but Mickey, Razork, and Humanoid all able to escape. Upset, untouched, unscathed so far in this fight. Mickey dies to the Void Seeker. Oscar on the chase, onto Stumond as well. Might continue to go in. Upset jumping forward, Caps and LeBron looking for the flank themselves. Justice punch away. Upset still has his ultimate, has flash, has cleanse. There's all the tools at his disposal to really turn around the team fight. TP towards the bot side from Caps.
G2's just dancing around Fnatic right now. Razork, he's looking, he goes in.
He goes in as soon as he sees Caps flying across his head. Broken Blade though kills off Razork, and Hans Summer cleans up the rest. He'll find 3. G2 with the Baron buff, but looking not at the Drake, but at the Nexus.
And it's G2 that comes out on top in this series. They constantly find these late game teamfights, game after game. They just show that individually they weave around these zones of control, and they just use their spells in a better way than Fnatic.
A 10-1-5 performance from Hans Summer. The carry comes up clutch once more as they set their sights on the Nexus.
It's a tale as old of time. You can change the words, but you can't change the story. G2 defeat Fnatic.